Hey, so we did our first KB home design studio appointment this past weekend and it went well. I was scared and nervous going into it, but afterwards I felt good. It was a good experience. It was fun, but it's a lot to think about. So let me recap our trip and how it went. So pretty much your first appointment is putting together your wish list. You have the whole design studio to yourself, or at least we did. And I think I don't know if that's typical, but that's how it was for us. So we had the design studio to ourselves with our consultant, our sales consultant in the studio. And she showed us around. First, you start in the kitchen and they show you the standard options that are included in the price. And then they show you the upgrades and let you know the price on them. And pretty typically here's your standard option, and then you have an upgrade, and then you have your higher end upgrade. So if you do choose to upgrade, you have some wiggle room as far as getting something that you want, but being flexible in the price. So for example, they have like 3 different tiers for an upgrade in countertops. So let's say that we picked out 3 that we liked. One was $2,000 to upgrade, the next one was $3,000, and the next one was $4,000. So sorry, the phone is ringing, obviously. Then you have your floors, and you can have your vinyl plank upgrade instead of the linoleum that comes standard. You have your vinyl plank that you can choose from, or there's tile. So just things like that. You have a choice of how much of an upgrade, how luxurious you want your upgrade to be. So we pretty much didn't have a lot of wiggle room in our budget, so we went with the things that we thought would be a good choice to upgrade on for the sake of it lasting longer and being more sturdy, so we wouldn't be needing to replace it or repair it anytime in the near future. So you go around, they'll say, here's the standard, do you like this one, or do you want to upgrade it? Here are the upgrades. And so that was basically what it was. I was surprised at what my husband liked and didn't like. For example, chrome faucets. He liked the brushed nickel. Chrome, he just thinks chrome looks tacky. And to me, I'm like, I don't care. What's wrong with the chrome? It's a bathroom. But so just things like that. Be prepared to literally exhaust everything. From here's the laundry room, this shelf is included. Do you want cabinets? That's an upgrade. Here is the garage door opener. This is what's included. And here is an upgrade garage door opener that's a little more sturdy and opens faster or more quietly. Just things like that. So it was a lot to go through after we walked around and looked at everything, which was already overwhelming. Definitely, they say have an idea of things that you like. And in my mind, I wasn't thinking, I don't know. My husband and I didn't sit down and discuss how we liked things to look or what we wanted our home to look like, because we don't know yet. And I guess we were leaning more towards going with standard options to save money before we went in. And then when we got there, we saw the standard options and we were like, if we're gonna build a house and spend money on a home, let's do it right. So that's why our wish list turned into, okay, I'll let you know. Our budget or in my mind, I thought, okay, well, let's not go past $5,000 or $7,000 in upgrades. at the end of the day, all of our upgrades were closer to $50,000. And so this isn't the price that you are stuck with. This is just the price of everything on your wish list. And that price did include solar panels, which are mandatory in the sale of our KB home because we're in California, and California requires all new homes being built to have solar panels on them. And unfortunately, the solar panels aren't included in the price of the home, so you have to lease them or own them. So it just makes sense to own them. So that is part of the upgrade price, is the price of the solar panels. But she says, the sales consultant said, just include, you're making your wish list. You're not making the final decision now. So don't worry about it. You will get to see the price of it, and then you have a couple days to go home and think about it. And that's why you have the second appointment, because the second appointment is when you'll go in and you'll say, definitely yes, definitely yes, definitely yes. Not this one, can't afford this one, let's cross this one out, let's change this one to something cheaper, or you know what, we thought about this and we'd like this to be a different color, just things like that. So it's the first important is very important, because you get your folder, and then you get or it's not a sales consultant, they're called a studio consultant. You get your folder, and then you get all of your wish list printed out. And then it says literally everything, even things that are included. So it's a lot of paperwork. We were able to pick out our shutters. You know, you could get blinds and shutters included, which we thought, why are we going to want to deal with that when we move in? We would rather move into a home that already has the shutters on the windows. So we got that. And the floors, the linoleum that came with the home, to me was sufficient, but it was ugly, so ugly. So I think are going to upgrade to the vinyl planking. Let me see if I missed anything. But yes, you go through everything. You go through things from extra lighting in the house. Do you want extra can lights in a room? Do you want a fan wired into the ceiling for you to be able to put a ceiling fan up in a room? You know, do you want outdoor lights? There was even something called like a holiday special or something where you could, the holiday package, which is like a timer and switches for you to be able to plug your Christmas lights in and leave them up all year long. I don't know, something like that. It's just things like that. So it was a lot to go through, and I had a little bit of sticker shock after everything that we chose, but I was really happy with what they had to offer as far as the quality and the options and the diversity of what they had to offer, so that, you know, if you wanted to splurge on countertops and go with a granite or a marble, they have that. If you want to go to quartz, they have that. If you want to just do the standard option, to me, the standard option wasn't horrible, but it definitely looked a little cheaper, and the cabinets looked cheap. And so that was, when we went in, we said we'd like to focus our money on the kitchen, because we wanted to have a nice kitchen. And immediately afterwards, when we saw the price, we were going through thinking, okay, what can we cross off? Because that price needs to come way down. So we still have a lot of thinking to do. And originally our meeting was 3 days after. The second appointment was going to be 3 days after our first appointment. But fortunately, my husband had to move it because he wasn't able to make it. He had something else come up at work. So we had to reschedule it to a week after that. So we have, from the time of our first appointment, it'll be a week and 3 days. So we have that amount of time to figure out, okay, are we going to roll it into, are we comfortable with adding this onto our mortgage? And can we afford it? And what do we absolutely need? What can we get rid of? And are we happy with our choices? Ultimately, already he's like, I don't like the countertops that we chose. I would like to pick a different color. And when we were there, I swear we couldn't agree on a carpet color. And then I showed him the picture and I was like, are you sure you don't agree with it? And he was like, I picked that one. And I said, no, you didn't. It was the other one. And he said, okay, yeah, I like that one. So it is good. If you are like me and you're wondering, oh my gosh, we had to drive almost 2 hours away to get to the studio. So if you're like me and you're thinking to yourself, why are they making it difficult by spreading it out across 2 appointments and they're both 3 hours long? First of all, you need 3 hours for that first appointment, at least. Second of all, yes, you need the time in between so that you can really, really look at the numbers, because you're going to be shocked at everything that you like. And then finally, to have the time in between to make sure that these are the things that you want in your house and that you can pay for them, you know where the money's coming from, and you won't regret it later. Yes, you need the time. And if you can have more than 3 days, do more than 3 days between the 2 appointments, because you need to really think about this and let it sit with you and be 100% confident in your choice when you go and make the finalize. When they do the second appointment, it's basically everything that they did here, except she'll go through and ask you about everything one more time in every room and say, okay, you did this, you still want that? Yes. You still want this? No? Then she takes it out of the system. And it's basically just going through here and cleaning it up in the system so that she can send that off to KB Homes so that they can send it off to your loan people and start getting things built. This is when you're done finalizing this, that's when they send it off to the builders also, and they get to work on your home. So I'm excited for that. I'm not excited about having to go through this again and getting rid of things because I'm happy with all of our choices, but I'm not happy with the number. So we got to bring that on down. What else? If you guys have any questions, go ahead and feel free to leave them down in the comment box. I know that it is a lot to take in, but I just want to let you know that I was really stressed out about going to this appointment. I was feeling like stressed out and anxious and kind of angry, but when I got there, we had an awesome studio consultant. We had an awesome time going through everything. Even with my husband, he had fun picking things out, which I don't know what I was expecting there. And I kind of just took a back seat in it and let him lead the way, and it turned out fine. And we had a good time. So don't worry, it's going to be okay and you're going to have fun. And some of the included standard options aren't horrible, so don't worry. Some of them just don't look as good, but for the most part, it's sufficient. And there's, like, you don't go there just to spend money. You're going there to make sure that you're okay with the standard options, and in some cases choose your options. Like the flooring, you'll have a couple different colors. As far as the linoleum, you'll have like 2 different carpet colors to choose from, and the cabinet colors, there was 2 colors to choose from. And the sink, no, not the sink. Anyways, you're gonna have a good time. So go and don't even stress out. Go enjoy yourself. They even had snacks and drinks, so that was a bonus. Definitely compared to our KB sales experience, this KB Design Studio experience was like black and white. It was amazing. I have nothing to complain about except the money that we're going to be spending. So that's all I got to say for now, and I'll let you know how the second appointment goes, but probably not much will change. I'll just let you know what the process was of finalizing, but I don't feel like it's going to be complicated or anything that is YouTube worthy, but for the sake of my YouTube documentation, I will include it. All right, have a good day, guys. Bye.